Procrastination, the silent thief of time. We all know the feeling of putting things off, convincing ourselves that we'll get to it later. But the truth is, later often becomes never. Today, we're going to uncover the psychology behind procrastination, share powerful stories, and give you actionable strategies to break free from its grip. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to stop delaying and start achieving. 1. Understanding procrastination. Let's start by understanding what procrastination really is. It's not just laziness. Psychologists define it as the act of delaying tasks, despite knowing there will be negative consequences. But why do we do it? It's all about the battle between two parts of your brain: the limbic system, which seeks instant gratification, and the prefrontal cortex, which handles long-term planning. When the limbic system takes over, you choose Netflix over that important project. Take Sarah, for example. She had 3 weeks to study for her exam, but every day she told herself, "I'll start tomorrow." When tomorrow finally came, it was the night before the test. Sound familiar? Procrastination is not a matter solely of having poor time management skills either, but rather can be traced to underlying and more complex psychological reasons. These dynamics are often made worse by schools where students are constantly being evaluated, and especially in college, where the pressure for grades is high, and a lot can be riding on students' performance. In reality, procrastination is often a self-protection strategy for students. For example, if you procrastinate, then you always have the excuse of not having enough time in the event that you fail, so your sense of your ability. 2. The consequences of procrastination. Procrastination doesn't just steal your time, it steals your peace of mind. Studies show that chronic procrastinators experience higher levels of stress, anxiety, and even depression. Procrastination often creates a vicious cycle. You delay a task, feel guilty about it, and then avoid it even more to escape those feelings. The key is breaking that cycle. But here's the good news. Procrastination is a habit, and like any habit, it can be changed. Think about the long-term effects: missed opportunities, unfulfilled potential, and regret. However, understanding this can be the first step toward change. 3. The science-backed strategies to overcome procrastination. First, to overcome procrastination, you need to have an understanding of the reasons why you procrastinate and the function procrastination serves in your life. You can't come up with an effective solution if you don't really understand the root of the problem. As with most problems, awareness and self-knowledge are the keys to figuring out how to stop procrastinating. For a lot of people, acquiring this insight about how procrastination protects them from feeling like they are not able enough, and keeping it in mind when they are tempted to fall into familiar, unproductive procrastinating habits, goes a long way to solving the problem. Strategy number 1. The 5-minute rule strategy. The 5-minute rule is simple. Commit to working on a task for just 5 minutes. Often the hardest part is starting. Once you begin, you'll find it easier to keep going. This works because it reduces the mental resistance associated with starting a big task. Strategy number 2. Break tasks into smaller steps. Big tasks can feel overwhelming. Instead, break them into smaller, manageable steps. For example, don't think about writing a report. Focus on creating an outline, drafting the introduction, or gathering data. Imagine trying to climb a mountain. Instead of focusing on the peak, take it one step at a time. Each small victory builds momentum. Strategy number 3. Use rewards. You promise yourself you'll stop procrastinating, feel good about the decision, and then continue procrastinating. You want to stop feeling tense. You procrastinate on coping. Instead, you slug down a stiff drink. You temporarily feel better. The next time you feel tense, you repeat this cycle. When you dance with procrastination in these and other ways, You may experience momentary relief. You may not expect things to turn out badly. Yet the same sorry results reoccur. When you feel good about a decision to delay, you get a paradoxical reward for procrastinating. This reinforces the opposite of what is in your enlightened interest to do. That's why it's paradoxical. Paradoxical procrastination rewards are short-term emotional fixes that normally lead to long-term pains. Create a reward system. For every task you complete, give yourself a small treat, whether it's a snack, a short walk, or a favorite show. This trains your brain to associate work with positive outcomes. Strategy number 4. Eliminate distractions. Distractions are a procrastinator's best friend. Create a focused environment by turning off notifications, using noise canceling, headphones, or working in a quiet space. Leverage technology to work for you, not against you. Apps like Focus Booster or Freedom can help minimize digital distractions. 4. The power of mindset. Mindset matters. Remember, procrastination is often rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of imperfection, or fear of the unknown. But growth happens outside your comfort zone. Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen if I try and fail? And what's the best that can happen if I try and succeed? Reframe your mindset. Instead of thinking, I have to do this, tell yourself, I get to do this. Focus on the opportunity, not the obligation. Visualization can be a powerful tool. Picture yourself completing your task. Imagine the sense of accomplishment and relief you'll feel. This mental exercise can motivate you to start. Procrastination is a challenge we all face, but it doesn't have to control your life. By understanding the psychology behind it and using these proven strategies, you can take back your time and achieve your goals. Action is the foundational key to all success. Now it's your turn. What's one task you've been putting off that you'll tackle today? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs a little push. Remember, the best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is now.